Hey everybody, it's Uncle Mike. Welcome back to another edition of the Coach's Corner. This is Coach's Corner number 8. This is week number 7. Tough loss against Burlington Edison High School on Friday night. We're going to talk to the coach about it. Got a couple guests we're going to bring your way today. This is a big week. This is a championship week. You know why? Because it's Bellingham versus Seaholm. The other school. That's all we're going to call them from now on. The other school. They're no longer going to be called Seaholm. They're called the other school. That's the way they were called years ago here at Raiderville, which is now Bayhawkville. The other school versus Bellingham. First time in 5 years. It's going to be a showdown. This is a championship type of a ball game this week. So make sure you stay tuned. Join me for Coach's Corner. I'll be right back.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. Since 1968, Pacific Rim Orthopedic Surgeons has provided compassionate and exceptional care in our community. Our team is here for you when you need us most. Proliance Pacific Rim Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I want to thank my sponsors, Import and Classics, right here on Ohio Street, just down from Bellingham High School. If you're looking for a classic car or an import, you need to go see our guys in Import and Classics. Les Schwab Tire. Go see Mike on James Street. Les Schwab Tire. They'll take care of you anywhere in Whatcom and Skagit County, but our guy Mike on James Street is where you want to go. Also, Lewis Auto Glass, Mount Vernon, Linden, and right here on downtown State Street in Bellingham. Go see those guys. Go see Bell Bridal, JB Formal Wear over in Fairhaven. Get anything you need for that special occasion. Go see Anna over there. She'd love to talk to you. Tell her Uncle Mike sent you. Also, Proliance Pacific Rim Orthopedic. Go see our guys, Dr. Van Hofwagen and his staff over there at the orthopedics. They are great. Pro Alliance Pacific Rim Orthopedic. They're absolutely fabulous. I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Couldn't do it without you. I could, but it's not as fun. I'll be right back.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Les Schwab Tires.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. It's Uncle Mike here, and I've got a special guest. Introduce yourself, tell me what grade you're in, and what position you play.
I'm Elias Good Buffalo, junior, and I play D-end.
And you are killing people. I mean, just trouncing people. Friday night, you were all over, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like it?
It's so fun. Just to go out and play, just like destroy people,
Yeah.
and like just throw them around.
Ragdolls!
Yeah.
Tell me the funnest thing that you've done so far this season.
So far, I think it's playing Murphy, going against 65. I was getting past him a lot, actually. I was kind of nervous for that game, but I was playing hard. I was hitting him hard. It was fun. So.
Now, you got to remember, Eli Good Buffalo last year was the JV quarterback. This year, he made a huge transition into a defensive juggernaut, right?
Yeah. Last year was interesting.
But definitely a growing year, right? I mean, and to be a junior and to be in the position you're in right now, you've worked really hard in the offseason, and you've just laid it on the line.
Mm-hmm. It's been definitely interesting to like go from quarterback and then to a defensive line, playing something new this year.
But I'm so glad you did. I
Mm-hmm.
love linemen. I mean, my background. I got linemen. We're all big fat guys, at my house, except for Joe. But to be able to turn around and go after a quarterback, you got to just love that feeling.
It's great.
Okay, big game this week. First time ever in your life that you've played against the other school. We don't call them Seaholm anymore. From now on until Friday, they're called the other school. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So don't call them Seaholm anymore. Call them the other school, right? So the other school has been on a roll. Yeah? Have you been watching film?
Honestly, I have not a lot.
Okay.
But I have been a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely want to watch some film because those guys are going to Bring it. Are we
Yeah.
going to bring it?
Yes, I feel like this week is like a lot different. It's a in-town opponent, and we want to like beat them.
This is kind of a championship week.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is going to kind of be your championship this week against the other school.
The other school, yeah.
The other school. All right. Hey, thanks so much for what you're doing, man. You had to work your butt off to get where you're at. Truly appreciate you. You got a great family. Thanks so much for putting up with all of us all season long. But, man, you're busting head and taking names. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Eli Good Buffalo, the Big E. He's tougher than nails, I'll tell you. Watch him on Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be right back. For weeks, I have had my arm just like this, interviewing open space. But you know what? Today I am so blessed that AP has joined me here on the set. There he is. Look at that. He fits right here. He fits right here with
How
me.
we going, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been waiting for weeks to interview you because you are such a busy guy.
I know.
Practice is over,
Yeah.
man. You're home doing your homework.
Yep.
You're probably like Milo. You're getting the weight room, pumping
Yeah,
the iron.
you
Getting
know-
bigger.
you know-
yeah.
You know me.
I
Uncle
know
Mike.
you, man.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations. Your very first touchdown catch
Thank you.
of your career, right?
Yeah, that was pretty sick. I like that. it was a good moment, fun moment.
A great moment,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and to me, that was a really cool moment because that was Joe's very first
Yeah.
touchdown pass
Yeah.
to you.
I know. It was awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. But let me just talk a little more. You have had a pretty good 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. I've started against Lakewood at cornerback. That was fun at Anacortes. But yeah, I feel like I've balled out. I'm a dog.
You are a dog. No, I agree. You're a dog. Talk a little bit about, we don't call them Seahome the rest of the week, okay? So you
Yeah.
can't call them Seahome. They're called the other school.
Yeah.
All right, we've been doing that since the 70s here at Raiderville, now Bayhawkville. They're the other school, okay? All right, so the other school, tell me a little bit about what has to happen this week for us to win.
We just got to stop the pass, and rain's gonna be on our side, so that's gonna be nice. Just tackle. We gotta work on
Ooh.
tackling.
Tackle,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah.
But I think we got them. I think we got the other school.
Do you?
Yeah.
I believe we've got the other school too. You think so?
Yeah.
Good.
They're light.
They're light. So do you have a lot of friends that play on the other team?
Yeah, I used to play Little League football with a lot of those guys, Nolan, or the other
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, hey, you can
And-
call him by name.
yeah.
He's got some respect. I'll tell you, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, they got some guys, but I
They
think
do?
we got more guys.
We got more
Yeah,
guys.
We got more guys.
All right, the other school's in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm happy that AP has come to join me because I have really missed being able to talk to him for 3 weeks. And this is what his lovely face looks like instead of me just holding open air. Thanks, buddy. I
Thank you,
appreciate you,
Uncle
brother. All right. Have a great day. Go Bayhawks. All right. There was Gabe Van Hofwagen. We're so lucky to be right here on the set. Hey, there was AP right there. Thanks, everybody, for letting him come on the set with me live instead of just fake. All right, I'll be right back with the man, Adam Leonard. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Coach's Corner. Uncle Mike here. Almost forgot who I was for a second, and that's impossible, but I don't forget who this guy is. I'm right here with Coach Adam Leonard, the head guy of the Bellingham Bayhawks. Now, for me, as an ex-Raider, this is probably the biggest week of the entire football season. It hasn't happened for 5 years. 1966, Seahome opened, and at that point in time, Vel West said, we'll never ever call them that again. They'll always be called and known from this time forward as the other school. So, all week long, I've been telling your players all week long, we're just going to call them the other school. That's right. All right? The other school has been on a roll. The other school has got some guys that you coached under your tutelage have become very good athletes, right? Tell me what we're going to do. We're just going to start right there. We're not going to talk about Burlington right now.
Okay.
Tell me what we're going to do to slow them down, because they have given Lennon fits. They gave Archbishop Murphy fits. They gave some bodies fits. What are we going to do?
Well, we have a game plan. They, like you said, Mike, they are a tremendous team. Almost every kid on the team I've coached at some level, and multiple sports besides football.
You bet.
And they're not just great athletes and great kids. They're just really smart football players. And that's the thing too about when you mix athleticism and intelligence and experience. You have really just great football players over there. We have a plan. We have a plan to come out. We have great athletes too, and we have athletes that are going to match up with their athletes, and we're going to try to keep Nolan Wright in the pocket. It's easier said than done, because he's so athletic and he can get
Great
out
quarterback.
and he can make so many plays. I truly think he's right now playing as the best quarterback in the conference.
You bet.
He is just something special and one of the top quarterbacks in the state. Where Nolan, we can kind of hold him in check a little bit if we do keep him in the pocket and make him try to step up. He's not your traditional 6'4", 6'3", 6'5" quarterback.
Yep.
But he is so elusive, and he can get outside, and he makes amazing plays with his legs and his arm. But if we can try to keep him in the pocket, and I think we have a chance. I'll be watching a lot of film on how Burlington really stopped that Seaholm offense, and that was a close game down there. I'm sure we're going to segue into talking about Burlington, but that's an interesting place to play. But kind of like trying to use their blueprint and their game plan of how they stop that Seaholm attack. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a big challenge, and we'll have a challenge moving the ball in offense as well. But you know what? When you have two rivals playing each other and getting back into it, the people have been talking about this game for weeks. And I know we have media coverage coming in on Wednesday to talk to us. Everybody wants to know about this. It's from the old alumni like yourself. You're probably excited to see Seaholm Bellingham again.
You bet. Yeah, it's a huge thing. I mean, in talking to a lot of the alumni guys, a lot of guys that graduated in the late 70s, early 80s, I mean, this is a big game. But most importantly, it is a chance to be able to lay a better foundation for what you're doing. I mean, every week you've gotten better. Even last week against Burlington, I mean, that first half was a little choppy. We talked a little bit about our offensive line. We've got to get better. But you played really, really well last week.
We did, and we're getting better every week. We're starting to come together and click together. I think that's something that's not only positive for this season and the rest of the season, but going into next year too. Right. We don't want to look past this week. We're all focused on Seaholm, but we have 4 games left on our schedule, and there are wins out there. There are wins for us, and we're going to compete every week. And the thing is, we're competing.
Right.
A lot of people said you're back in conference. They kind of expected some of the bumps and bruises that we had along the way, but I mean, Archbishop and Anacortes, they've been doing that to everybody in the league. Yep. So they're 2 of the top teams regardless of classification in the state. And us being competitive like we are, I mean, I saw some predicted scores. People thought we were going to get blown out to Burlington, and we come out there and we get a 3 and out. We go down and score right away. People are like, whoa, this team can play. Yep. And we can play. We just need to put it all together and have those missing pieces. Still don't have 100% healthy guys. Still, playing Bly Henderson on a pitch count, based on offense and defense. If we're still playing Frosty, still coming up and has to have so much treatment before he plays. Nathan Loss is still out. Not to mention we have lost our 2 starting running backs with Cooper Whipple and Isaiah Davis first week of the season. So we're guys down, and I know all teams have guys down, but that kind of impact has been tough, and I think we're starting to, I heard it on the walk-on preps. Bellingham's kind of an upward trend because we got our win over Granite Falls. We were very competitive in the game. We could have easily just been there, and I think it's just going to spring us into the next 4 games here, which I think are going to be a lot of fun.
So with Burlington coming back after halftime, a few defensive changes definitely shut them down. They didn't come back and score at all. Offensively, we just didn't get started until about the middle to the end of the third quarter.
Well, they made adjustments too. We made adjustments on defense. They made adjustments on defense. I mean, right now, Joe Harwood has to be the hottest receivers right now in the last few weeks. Their idea was, hey, we got to take this guy out of the game, and so it gives opportunities for Bly Henderson, for Owen Hansett, for Milo Wright, who had a great game. Gabe Van Hofwagen to get their touches. We need to do better at running the ball. And we need to have more than 64 yards rushing, and that's an emphasis too. Because not being able to run the ball puts a lot of pressure on our sophomore quarterback right now. And but I think that's something that we're going to really make a point of emphasis this week when we talk about our offensive line. And I like the way Tyree Jackson ran the ball when he came in for Frost. He's fast, he's quick, he's what I, not only do I think he's going to help us this coming week and the rest of the year, but I'm thinking we might have found our running back for next year. Plan on using Joe in different areas today, maybe in the backfield, maybe in the slot, maybe out wide. Try to get, he's such a dynamic athlete. We just need to get him the ball in places. So, and we have a lot of, things in our game plan for this week, but should be fun. Hopefully that weather holds off, but maybe bad weather actually helps us this week.
Yeah, a little rain never hurt a Bayhawk. No.
Or a Red Raider.
Or a Red Raider. Never hurt a Red Raider. So let's talk about Mr. Jackson just a little bit. He came in and I mean, he performed right away. I mean, there was some holes that opened up on the line. He was able to kind of scoot himself down, get himself out, and run a little bit.
He did great. He did fantastic. I still have a little. He had to step up last year in that Blaine game when Holden Bates went down, and he did a great job. I know he was nervous. He was a young sophomore, and I just see him running with a different confidence. And he's quick, he's fast, he reads the holes. He looked really great at practice tonight. He's a guy who I can come in and give Frost some, kind of give us maybe a little bit of a thunder and lightning look. You got the lightning of Tyree Jackson. You got the thunder boom of the Frost train.
That's
so it's a good combination, and you might see Joe Harwood in the backfield too. Getting some opportunity to show what he can do running the ball, and I think it makes us even more dynamic. And my whole thing is I want to show us. I'm going to come out in different formations Seaholm hasn't seen yet, and I want them to be like in a little bit of a panic mode. Like, we didn't plan for that, and get them off their game a little bit.
Okay, the other school has given some of these better teams fits, but some of the teams that have been mediocre, they've almost really struggled with.
Seaholm's a very interesting team to figure out. If you told me someone asked me if they were going to beat Linden, and I actually said that I thought they would beat Linden. I think they match up, and they almost did beat Linden. And then all of a sudden they go to a Burlington team that's really struggled over the year, and they barely got out of there with a win. Yeah. So you don't know which team you're facing. You just know that they're an ultra talented team. They're right there trying to get one of those playoff spots, and boy, would we love to be spoiler on that. And then that's just. Rivalry game. You kind of a friend of mine says you got to throw all the record books out when you get these games, because anything can happen, and they usually played very tight.
Heard that on the radio this morning on my way to work. I heard the sports guys talking a little bit about the Bellingham Seaholm game and throwing the record books out the window. But Bellingham definitely has the opportunity to be able to play that spoiler role the rest of the way through. I mean, we're still playing some tough teams that are battling for a playoff spot, and for us building into that new spot that we're kind of crashing through the ceiling on, that could be a big role for us.
Yeah, it's big for our season. It's big for how kids turn out to play football here. It's big for us next year. And I'm sure Burlington's rooting like heck for us to win these games against something, because they've got a couple wins under their belt, and they're climbing a little bit. And so I'm sure they're our biggest fans as we play Squalicum and Seaholm in these next games. And we have Marysville Tulalip too coming up. Pilchuck. The Tommies, they're coming up. So excited about all these games we have. Big one Friday night, senior night. So I'll be celebrating our seniors, and it's a home game for us.
Yeah, and to be playing the other school and having a home game, it brings back a lot of flashbacks, I mean, Halloween night, all sorts of different things that kind of went on between the two schools. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's really going to make it fun, though, is kind of the way you're putting this emphasis. Today's practice looked really, really good. And I think the rest of the week,
yeah, we actually kind of made some, we punted a little bit today, this weekend. I decided not to do film. I decided to go full pads today and really do some new offensive install, new plays, and just have a focus of, hey, let's do some fundamentals. This is the plays we look at running. This is the defense we're going to, and just not not take it for a slack Monday, but really have a really tight, efficient week of practice where we're ready to come out and give it everything we got on Friday, and come out and hit them hard. It's going to be a fun one.
Okay. I know you have some insight on my next question. Tell me how the quarterback's feeling. I mean, he got drilled a couple times. He's a slightly smaller sophomore quarterback. Tell me how he's doing.
Well, Ben's like 5'9.5". We call him 5'10" with his cleats on. And he's probably still in the 130s, probably like 138. But he's tough. Ben's a physical tough, and he's also mentally tough. Okay, yeah, he won't tell you, but his ribs hurt, and his ribs bruised, his knees hurt, his ankles hurt. But you know what? That's part of playing the quarterback position. One of their DNs, I think it was number 15, a couple times actually spun him around into the ground. I'm just glad he kept his head from hitting the turf, because that's where injuries happen, or concussions happen. That happened to actually Bly. But he's doing okay. He's not going to tell me either if he's really hurt. But I think he's in a position where he's regrouped, he's ready to go, and he's going to get that football out quick. So because he knows all his buddies that he played with are on that D line coming after him.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I was really impressed. He came off. It was a 3 and out, and he was pissed. I mean, he was grabbing his helmet. He was slapping it. I really like to see that emotion because it just shows you how hungry he really is. And he's made just some unbelievable leaps in the success category of just being able to set back in the pocket all the years of training, all the years of watching that older brother and watching that younger brother has really paid off.
Yeah, he's one thing about Benjamin, whether it's and as his dad and his coach, I know this, whether it's basketball or whether it's baseball, whether it's football, he understands the game so well. He's the type of guy you just can't sit and really watch a football game, and he'll tell you what the coverages the defenses are in. He'll tell you who's coming and who's bringing in, what's the first read, what's the second read. He just understands the game so well, and that's how he is in all the sports. And I think because he is slight in size, he has to overcome it with his intelligence and his instincts, and I think he does a really good job with that. I was just looking at stats. He's got 2.5 games in. It's kind of the same with Joe with his stats because they switch positions, and he has climbed already to like top 5 or 6 in the county and with passing yards in 2.5 games where everybody else has 6. Yeah. And same thing with Joe too. Joe's he's up there in receiving yards, and he's played 2.5 games of football receiver. So it shows you how exceptional they are, and and how bright our future is for the rest of this season and into next year.
Okay, senior night. Going to put you on the spot. How many seniors you got?
11.
11 seniors.
Yep.
How long is that going to take?
I don't know. I'll be thinking about my first 10 plays scripted while we're talking about seniors. And I told the guys, I said, if I don't have information by Thursday, I will be making up the funniest stuff about you. So you better bring it in, because if you don't have there, I will walk out there as your dad, and I will say some funny stuff about what your plans are after high school.
11 seniors, and it still seems like you've got a really good core of younger guys that are going to be there next year.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to miss those seniors. We always miss those seniors. Last year was your son, my son. I miss them already. Yeah. And this year with these guys are, they're like, they're my team. They're my family. And they're like my kids, my own kids. And I'm going to miss them like crazy. But we have a good group of juniors becoming seniors. We have a great group of sophomores who have been thrown in. We've Silas McGurr, who's out on injury now with an ACL, but he'll be back, and Calvin Van Hofwagen and Ben Leonard and Jaquez Rodson. I mean, we got guys that are just good sophomores that are just ready, to step up. And then that junior class is great. Joe Harwood, Sonny Powell, Kaiser Barker, just guys that are, we talk about Tyree Jackson could come up and be our starting running back next year. We're excited about that. That's good. So guys have come up, filled roles, and and they've done more than filled roles. They've given us really something to be excited about past this year. Yeah,
very good. All right, big game. The other school.
The other school.
We always used to say beat the other school, so let's go beat the other school.
You find as many of those Beat Seaholm shirts that I've seen around here, and we'll wear them to the game. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Coach. Hey, there he is, the man of the helm, Adam Leonard. And he is the captain of this ship. And we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk a little bit about senior night.
Made Lewis Auto and Residential Glass the Northwest's leading choice since 1929. Whether it's on-the-spot rock chip repair or replacing your windshield, we have been trained and certified to strict national standards to ensure your safety. Our residential division offers the latest in vinyl windows, showers, mirrors, cut, and custom glass. Locally owned and operated since 1929, Lewis Auto and Residential Glass in Bellingham, Linden, and Mount Vernon.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. What a great Coach's Corner we had. I want to thank my special guest, AP. Oh, my heavens. What a great surprise that was to have him fill the spot, and especially Mr. Good Buffalo. What a great, strong young man Eli Good Buffalo is. He's going to be one of those guys that Coach Leonard's going to talk about in the future as a superstar here at Bellingham High School. Also want to thank Adam Leonard for being a part of it. Make sure you join me Friday night for Beat the Other School night, because it is Beat Seaholm. That's what we want to do. Everybody needs to be there 7 o'clock. If you can't be there, join me on the air at 7 o'clock. Alumni, come out and join us right there at Civic Stadium. We would love to have you. Senior night, 11 seniors. So bring your popcorn and your drinks. You can buy it right there at Civic Field. Support the Lions Club and make sure you support my sponsors. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. And I'll be live Friday night from Civic Field. Uncle Mike saying goodbye now.